to be in the Final Four. Metro area teams fighting for a state semifinal spot in Week 3 of the Prep Football Playoffs. The Road Warriors, or Raiders, look to tame the Wolves in their den in our Game of the Week. A playoff top seed and defending state champ tries to defend its home turf against the Pioneers. And the team with the state's longest current win streak tries to extend it against the team it suffered its last loss against. Tonight on 4th Down Friday. Let's start with district rivals meeting in the Division IV Select Quarterfinals. Riverside and St. Martin's at Tony Porter Field in Metairie. Rebels beat the Saints big in the regular season meeting, and the Rebels make it a little harder on Harlan Berry. He had a tough night. Diedrich Lasty, who had a great game in that first meeting, here scores a touchdown to extend the Riverside Rebels lead to 19-7 to close the third quarter. Then in the fourth, Brock Bourgeois to Kendrick Johnson for a 20-yard touch. Rebels rolling, and they win the rematch 26-14. They get top seed Vermilion Catholic in the D4 Select Semis next week. Any prep football coach will tell you, you want to be playing past Thanksgiving, and there's a bunch of metro area teams giving thanks to that on this Black Friday. What up? Welcome to 4th Down Friday. I'm Ricardo LeCompte. The Division I Select Bracket has 5 area teams still alive, and 2 of them meet up tonight in Covington. Rummel, a double-digit seed, won 2 playoff road games, both in Shreveport. The Raiders seeking a third straight road victory facing St. Paul's. The 7-seeded Wolves looked good in their playoff opener last week against Tioga. Seth Lewis watched this quarterfinal game at Hunter Stadium. He joins us live with more on our Game of the Week. Hey, Seth.
Hey, Ricardo, Rummel wasn't supposed to be here. After battling a rash of injuries and adversity during the regular season, they finished 4-6 and with an 18th seed. But now they find themselves 1 win away from the Dome. For St. Paul's, this was their first trip to the quarterfinals since 2010, but Rummel was trying to crash the party early. Jaden Martin punching his way in from 7 yards out. The touchdown makes it 7-0 Raiders. But on the next drive for the Wolves, instead of showing off their teeth, they showed off their leg. Drew Talley knocking in the 48-yard field goal to put the Wolves down 7-3. Later in the second quarter, Brennan Kime is back to pass for St. Paul's, but it's going to bounce off the receiver and into the hands of Norman Taylor, and he's going to find some room and get inside of the St. Paul 10. And that would lead to Rummel on a 4th and goal, letting General Buggage keep it for the 1-yard touchdown sneak, and Rummel leads 14-3. A couple minutes before half, St. Paul's connects on a big play. Kime finding Ben Buisson, and he's going down the field for a 40-plus yard gain. But look at this hustle by Aaron Foster, forcing the fumble. Linus Finister gets the recovery, and Rummel is right back in business. And when you get the golden ticket, you know you have to cash in. Martin punching it in from 5 yards out, and Rummel takes the 21-3 lead at halftime. Third quarter, Rummel continuing to pour it on. Buggage going in the air and finding Ruben Ramirez for the nice catch. It's a 35-yard touchdown, and the Raiders lead 28-3. But the Wolves were not giving up in this one, now trailing 28-11 when they pull off this hypnotizing exchange. Christopher Wallace to Buisson, who throws it to Kime for the Philly special. The 10-yard touchdown makes it a 10-point game, 28-18. But the Raiders and Martin were just too strong in this one. Here in the fourth quarter, he punches it in from 6 yards out. He had 3 touchdowns in the game, and Rummel advances with the 35-18 victory.
I don't think anybody outside the locker room truly knows what they've gone through, the things they've experienced, and the rough times were really rough. And you know, for them to just fight back and to keep grinding. I mean, you know, playing in the district we played in, a little less than 2 months ago, we were 1-3, and I don't know if anybody thought we would win another game. I think a lot of people are learning what rate of pride means to a bunch of kids right now.
Oh, that's great. The adversity actually build us, make us a better team, making it through anything, injuries. Next day we practice and trying to get better.
And this run has been rather dominant, too, as the Raiders are winning by an average of 2 touchdowns in the playoffs. Ricardo?
Kennedy knocked off Vanderbilt Catholic last Friday to score its first playoff victory in 34 years. The 4-seed Cougars going for a second straight playoff win hosting Shaw. The Eagles edged a solid Evangel Christian team last week to earn a 9th straight win. The two teams playing at Pan Am Stadium tonight. Cougs the home team. Tied at 10 in the second, Cougars driving. Jordan Evans, great defensive play. He punches it out. Ricardo recovers the fumble inside the 10 to end the threat. Closing minute of the first half, Cougars drive it inside the 10. They can't get 6. They have to settle for 3. So they take a 13-10 lead into the half. Third quarter, Shaw, 4th and short. Eagles snap it to up-back Jonathan Williams. He gets the first down. Shaw would eventually tie it at 13 later that drive. Fourth quarter, Cougars pin back in their own end zone. Pass gets deflected. Carter Newsham picks it off and scores, put the Eagles up 20-13, and they survive as they win by that final count. Eagles will face St. Thomas More in the semis. Over in the Division II non-select playoff, Lutcher, the reigning D2 champs and 4-seed in the bracket, hosting 12th seed Opelousas at the Dog Yard. And the Tigers take the early lead. Deshaun Ford rumbles his way to pay dirt for the touch. Opelousas misses the 2-point conversion, so the lead is 6-zip. Lutcher answers later in the first quarter. Brock Luke bursts right through the hole and makes the house call. Lutcher takes the lead 7-6. Bulldogs would add 3 more to the lead before the half. Tracy Millette knocks this home, but Opelousas scores 20 unanswered in the second half to beat Lutcher and eliminate the defending state champs 26-10.
Coming up, Destrehan hopes to extend its 25-game win streak and extend its stay in the playoffs with a victory over Zachary. Highlights ahead, but first, playoff scores from across the state.
Destrehan's state title defense started strong last Friday with a 21-point victory over Belle Chase. And the Wildcats earned that win without their head coach on the sidelines. Marcus Scott received a kidney transplant the same day his team played that second-round game. Scott's still recovering as Destrehan hosts Zachary tonight. The Broncos were actually the last team to beat the Wildcats before they went on this current 25-game win streak. 3-seed defending state champs trailing early on to Zachary. That's LSU commit Trades Green. He walks into the end zone to finish off a 17-yard drive to make it 7-0. The Wildcats would respond. Jackson Fields finds Anthony Robinson III in the flats, and he's going to turn it upfield and then turn on the Jets. 62-yard touchdown, 7-7. It's tied up. But then Zachary opens the second quarter with another scoring drive. This two-yarder makes it 14-7 Zachary. Destrehan's playoff run and win streak ends tonight falling to Zachary 35-14. In the Division III non-select playoffs, 3-seed St. James hosting 6-seed Manny in beautiful downtown Vacherie. Wildcats up 21-0 after one half of football, and they build on that lead. Braden Williams keeps it on the read option, and that's good for 6. 28-zip St. James. Wildcats defense played exceptional tonight, and we even got a big man touchdown. Time winding down the third, Nicholas Choppin strips the QB. Big fella Deuce Williams, scoop and score, son. St. James wins big 40-0. The Wildcats will face Sterlington in the semifinals next week. And back to the D1 non-select playoffs, the only team remaining, Mandeville. They go on the road tonight and beat Airline 56-50. The Skippers are in the state semifinals. Just one playoff game remains in week 3 of the postseason. Holy Cross, the top seed in the Division I select bracket, plays Acadiana at Strawberry Stadium in Hammond Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Now, the Tigers settled on playing at Southeastern's football stadium because Tad Gormley is unavailable due to celebration at the Oaks at City Park. The Tigers looking to get into the Division I select state semifinals and join other teams from the Catholic League in there, including Rummel, who had a big win tonight over St. Paul's to advance to the state semifinals. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday night for our final 4th Down Friday of the season. Good night.